Thank you for visiting Tbilisi State University's Multimedia Center. Reyhan, you're covering news and current affairs for BBC. Before that, you worked as a Central Asia correspondent. Caucasus has specific characteristics, social, political, cultural. And from your experience, how can you describe Caucasus? Why it is different region?
Okay, I think I will compare it to the region where I worked in the past and where I come from. Of course, the Caucasus and particularly Georgia is a much more kind of livelier, country in terms of the political scene, in terms of freedoms, and that makes a huge contrast to Central Asia. So, for example, covering elections in Central Asia, it's not really that exciting story to cover because most of the time you kind of know the outcome. It's very predictable. Whereas here, I think in Georgia, because it's more free, it's more kind of democratic country, that makes it much more interesting to be a journalist here.
Where do you think journalism is heading in this digital age, and what are the major challenges that journalists are facing today?
I have this kind of love-hate relationship with social media. I need it because, for example, Twitter is the fastest way to find information. Facebook is the fastest way to get in touch with people. It used to be, of course we still all rely on our great contacts and business cards and whatever system you have for your contacts. But in my experience, at least in Georgia, and actually in the region, in Armenia and Azerbaijan, the quickest way to get in touch with people is just to send them a message on Facebook via Messenger. You get response half an hour, and you find people very quickly. So it's very important tool for us. And in that sense, I love social media, but I don't like it because it just, you lose your focus. You go on Facebook wanting to send a message to someone, to you, because I want to make an appointment with you. Then I see a post from my friend about whatever they did somewhere, and I'll start scrolling down. 10 minutes later, I'm like, why am I here? Oh yes, I came. So I think that is a challenge.
In the end, I want to ask you about Georgian media. You have been living in Georgia for more than 2 years now, and you have become familiar with Georgian broadcasters and their problems. And how can you describe Georgian media, their drawbacks and improvements?
I think the level of journalism, there is definitely room, to grow. And I'm talking about quality journalism. So, for example, when these recent polls came out, about the popularity of political parties, 40% of the electorate is undecided. They are tired of this whole fighting, and they don't want to vote for any of these parties. So where are the reports about these people, about these undecided people? Why are they undecided? Because their issues are not being addressed. Because what are the main issues in Georgia that come up in every single poll is unemployment. What is being done about it? I don't mind if it's a media which is pro-opposition or pro-government. I don't really see that much coverage of these stories, of social stories, stories about people, not just politics, who said what and who is right and who is wrong and who's planning a revolution, but people. Because at least for us, we call it like human angle, human story. That's what makes people care. That's what makes it interesting to be a journalist, to go out there, to talk to them, to tell their story.
Thank you, Reyhan, for your answers.
Thank you, Salome, for inviting me. Okay.